Hello there, Tyrant here, and I just finished watching the Ryuo's work is never done. So it's an interesting show about a shogi player, and okay, I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so it's a nice fresh it's a nice breath of fresh air. This show right now because the shows I'm currently watching are really intense, and this one there might be some gripe because it does have uh, that childlike relationship that people always get at. But I think it's it's funny enough in this show to work. For episode one, I felt the character. That's what's really what got me in the show. Because it's very soft. Characters are very interesting. It feels very calm. The animation for everything is smooth, and the style of art is really good. Um, and I like the idea that of what they have for this shogi um, anime, and this the main character. What's his name? Fuck, what is his name? I gotta get these names right. But anyway, so we have this young 16-year-old kid who has gotten one of the highest titles of shogi in the shogi community, and now he's not in high school. He's a professional shogi player. He has a really great title, and now he's trying to figure out what he's trying to do. And along comes this little girl who, um, like out of nowhere, wants to become his disciple. And you know what? This is where it gets a little interesting, because there is a scene right after a bath scene, and that's where you can get a little bit, that I know what they're trying to get, but I'll leave it as that. It's that. But it's moving forward with this idea of how shogi players and groups and clans treat each other, and like it's really interesting actually. And the characters themselves, the way they're building them up, it's actually I really enjoy that. Um, so, um, he's a high level shogi player, and his quote unquote sister, another disciple of their master, she seems interesting. She's very stern forward. I was confused a little bit when she said sister, and well, it's anime, so sometimes they don't look alike, so it doesn't bother me, but sometimes it does. But in this sense, it didn't, because the way they explained this relationship of clans and treating people, and there was a joke at that, and it's really funny, and I really liked that. That was really adorable. Then you got introduced to um, um, what was it? Fuck, I gotta remember this guy's name. But anyways, there's a match, and you meet his opponent, and he's like very charismatic, and he's like very showboating and very has a character to himself. And you know what? That, that that's interesting, because then the little girl, the apprentice, we'll just call the apprentice, um she's kind of doing this little adorable fight and monologue with this guy, and it's really fun to watch in a sense. And in lieu of all these animes currently, I think this one is going to be a very enjoyable watch for me, because there is a level of intensity, because the game itself, I've seen shogi match. I have no idea what's happening. I've seen chess matches and sometimes don't even know what's happening. But any when you're watching two people in any competitive match, or any when teams against teams, it's very enjoyable to watch. So there's going to be very interesting episodes, I hope, not only with the story development, but I'm trying to figure out what kind of story will happen, because he's taking her on as an apprentice. She seems to have a level of skill, and I could see this show kind of going mm, with a mentor, with her kind of rising to her first title with his help. Um, because I don't know what they would do with him, because he's in this weird slump. and doesn't know what to do because he is a professional shogi player, and I have no idea what that truly means. I personally do not know what that truly means, so I cannot say for sure, but it does have a hold in that culture, and you know, people take that respect. Um, but I don't know. It's a fun watch. There is some terminology in there that I do not get, but you know what? Sometimes you don't have to truly understand to get the whole concept of the show because it looks like it's gonna be a fun show. So there's a lot I can probably get into, but I'll probably leave it at that. So yeah, I'm gonna see how this continues and see how the next couple episodes go, and if it holds what I think it can be, let's go. So thanks again for watching. Until next time.